Well, good morning, all of my beautiful people. Happy Saturday, and welcome back to another delicious True Sea Moss Live. I'm Katie, and today we are going to make an incredible, delicious breakfast. We're going to make your weekends a whole lot healthier, a whole lot yummier, and even guilt-free, okay? So this one's for all of my breakfast lovers out there, even my brunch bunch. And all of you who love to treat yourself to those delicious pancakes and waffles, but you still want to feel good after you eat that stuff, right? So I know for me, when we do pancakes and waffles, at least back in the day, until I started really swapping out the ingredients, it was a struggle because they're delicious, right? Everybody loves them, especially on the weekends when you have extra time to make that stuff. But then you end up feeling heavy and bloated and like, okay, I just woke up and ate breakfast, but I'm ready for a nap. That's not the way food is supposed to work, friends. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here going to show you how to swap out those nasty ingredients. We're still going to have delicious waffles. Don't think that we're going to like swap them out for some weird, nutrient dense ingredient. It's nutrient dense, but it's just your typical organic, unrefined, unbleached flour, better sources of sugar, things like that. We're going to be going over all of that. But we're going to show you how to make those swaps and infuse those waffles with the goodness of sea moss and add those 92 minerals in to fuel your family and fuel the rest of your weekend. And then you're not going to feel yuck after you eat them. It's actually going to be a source of fuel for your body, which is pretty neat, right? You get the delicious plus you get the fuel for better energy. So really you can't ask for more. So this live stream is basically, we're going to stack those waffles high. We're going to make better for you waffles, and we're going to top it with a delicious berry compote, and we're going to do that all live. And we're going to jump into the recipe, I promise, really quickly. We are talking about waffles, golden, fluffy, better for you, but with a twist, with a healthified twist. Because y'all know, if you see any of my live streams, typically I am on the Amazon True Sea Moss live stream page. But recently we're just doing the YouTube thing now, which I'm super thankful for. But any of those live streams, they've been happening for months, and any that you watch when I'm in the kitchen, I don't mess around with health and I don't mess around with ingredients, but I also don't mess around with food. Like, I like food too much. I want it to taste good. Yes, I want it to be healthy and nutrient dense, but I also want it to be delicious, right? I'm not into like that, okay, this is healthy, but it doesn't even taste like what I wanted it to taste like. So we are here to level up your waffles this morning, and we are going to use the power of True Sea Moss. We're going to use the wild-crafted unflavored gel in our waffle batter and our delicious True Sea Moss strawberry gel for the berry compote. And I cannot wait for you guys to try this recipe. I absolutely have the recipe card before we get started on like the close-up. I've got all my ingredients. I've got the recipe card for you guys to grab a screenshot of, so don't be shy. Now, in the chat, before we get started, I want you to let me know, are you team waffle or are you team pancake? Let me know in the chat. I want to see who's going to win today. I am team either or. I'm not biased. I will take a pancake or waffle. If you make me choose, I will probably choose a waffle just because I feel like the little, what are they called? Little grooves, like the waffle indentions. That's just a good way to just collect all that maple syrup. Or in this case, today, the berry compote. Pancakes, they kind of slide off. Let me see in the comments here. We've got, good morning. Thanks you guys for jumping on. Love me some breakfast. Okay, so we have a both. We have pancakes or waffles, and then we have a team waffle. All right, very good. So let's just chat for 1 second before we get started. Weekends are usually when we say, forget the diet, it's waffle time. Forget the diet, I'm tired of being disciplined. I just want to eat what I want to eat, right? But what if you don't have to choose between the delicious comfort food and clean ingredients or clean eating? That's what today's live stream is about. We are taking something that we love and we are making it better for your body. We are going to fuel your body with delicious waffles. So no white sugar overload, no bleached flour, absolutely not. All that stuff leaves you feeling heavy and bloated and just gross, and definitely no artificial junk. So we're going to do just clean, nutrient-packed ingredients. And those ingredients are going to work with your body, friends, not against it. So of course, the secret weapon is the True Sea Moss Wild Crafted Gel and the strawberry gel. I'm going to give you a close-up really quick of that. Set my coffee down. Here's the Wild Crafted Gel. By the way, all of the links that you would need to grab these products are in the description right below me. So this is the Wild Crafted. I've been shocked at how often I use this, okay? I use this a ton in my biscuits, my pancake batter, my waffle batter, any soups and stews. The beauty of this is it doesn't change the flavor of whatever you put it in because, you know, compared to, for instance, the blue spirulina, you don't want to necessarily put blue spirulina in your chicken chili, for instance, or like in a chicken casserole, or you want to stick with the unflavored, right? So we are adding this into our waffle batter. And then we are adding the beautiful strawberry. This is a huge fan favorite, and rightly so. This just came out of the refrigerator. This is delicious. So you really could add any flavored gel to the berry compote. Now, I recommend the strawberry just because it blends so well, but it's cold and flu season. We're all probably stocking up on the elderberry syrup, which, by the way, I don't buy that anymore because I have the beautiful True Sea Moss elderberry gel. So you get your elderberry extract in that. But you could also add the elderberry gel into your berry compote and give your kiddos right around allergy season a huge boost. So not only in the minerals, but in the elderberry extract as well. All right, so the gels kind of bring that mineral magic to what we are about to bake up. Because, friends, breakfast should not work against your body. It should energize you, okay? It should not make you want to take a nap by 11 a.m., especially on the weekends. We got fun to be had, right? So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to jump right into the recipe. I'm going to switch to a close-up scene, and I'm going to take one more sip of coffee, and we're going to get to baking. My husband and I are going to the gym after I end this live stream, so I wanted to bake up something delicious and nutritious for my kids to have when they get up. They are currently sleeping in, as I'm sure most children are this morning. All right, here we go. So I've got my close-up, got my ingredients. Please feel free to grab a screenshot of the ingredients. You'll see it goes from two different slides. It goes from the ingredients to the directions. So definitely go ahead and grab that. Hold on. Let me just make the slightest adjustment here. There we go. Okay. Now, I have already put in my 1 1/4 cup of flour. You could absolutely do this gluten-free if you wanted. I know King Arthur makes a flour that is gluten-free. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. You could definitely do almond flour. I've made pancakes with almond flour. You could definitely do oat flour. Just do whatever you know works with your body. But I know the King Arthur gluten-free is 1-to-1, so you don't have to necessarily mess around with the flour to water ratio. This is what I have used today. So this is just a purely organic, all-purpose flour. Now, I want you to know that when you turn the package around on most flour, friends, it is going to say enriched. It is going to have thiamine mononitrate in it. Thiamine mononitrate is a synthetic B vitamin that does not work with your body. A synthetic B vitamin that is made with hydrochloric acid, ammonia, and acetone. Why do we want that in our body? I particularly am not fond of having that in my body. So when you stick with organic, any kind of organic all-purpose flour, it's going to be unrefined and it's going to be unbleached. I'd rather my flour not be bleached. I'm no good with that, right? I'm the consumer, I'm the customer. Why would I want bleached flour in my body? So this is the first ingredient swap that you should make. I'm highly suggesting that you start with organic flour. That's going to be guaranteed that it has not been sprayed with glyphosate, which, as we all know, hopefully by now, glyphosate is harmful to our body. It is nothing but Roundup weed killer. And again, another substance that we do not want in our body because our body just has to work overtime in pushing it out and flushing it out. And that ingredient works against our bodies, okay? So all you have to do is make the simple swap. Organic flour, I've already got that 1 1/4 cup put in my glass dish here. All right, so the next thing we are going to add is 1 scoop of vanilla protein powder. You can absolutely add any protein powder that you would like. I just particularly love the Hard to Kill, Food for Life vanilla. They've also got a chocolate. You can find this on their website or Amazon or really wherever. But you use your favorite clean ingredient. Please keep a clean ingredient. Use your favorite vanilla protein powder. You could definitely do strawberry if you wanted, if you're making like strawberry waffles. But I'm just going to go in and do 1 scoop. If you wanted to add more protein, absolutely add 2 or 3 or 4. You're just going to have to decrease the flour a bit. So we've got our flour and we've got our vanilla protein powder. Now we are going to go in with our 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now, this is another really important swap. Yes, you can absolutely use organic cane sugar, and that's fine. This is a fantastic alternative. It is delicious. It is organic date sugar, friends. If you know anything about dates, dates are known to lower your insulin response. So you don't have that super quick insulin spike, which is going to help balance your blood sugar. I've done a little bit of research, and people that consume whole dates or even take a little bit of date sugar and put it and mix it in water and take that before a meal, that actually has been proven to decrease their insulin response and balance their blood sugar even after a carb-heavy meal. That's pretty incredible, right? So what a better way? You know, most waffles and pancakes definitely they give us that sugar spike, that heavy bloated feeling. And no wonder, there's nothing but crap in them. So I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of date sugar. Again, you can use regular organic cane sugar. Please make sure it's organic, or you could use coconut sugar as well. You could use maple sugar, but I'm going to go ahead in with the 2 tablespoons of my favorite date sugar. By the way, if you're just joining us, welcome. I hope you are ready for some delicious waffles. If you have any questions about the recipe or the ingredients or the most amazing mineral supplement out there on the planet, definitely put that in the chat box and let me know. I'm here to help in any way. So we've got our flour, we've got our vanilla protein powder, we've got our sugar. In my case, I've got the date sugar. Now we're going to go in with 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That's going to give those waffles just the right amount of fluff and rise. I probably do a little more. I do like a heavy-handed baking powder because I like an extra fluffy waffle. All right. Then we go in with our 1 1/4 cup of milk. Oh, sorry, I forgot the salt. I'm trying to go in the order of the recipe here, which is what you guys are seeing. So I use Redmond's sea salt. Best thing ever. I also use Malden. This is the flake salt by Malden. All right, so we're going to do, 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just going to eyeball it. There we go. All right, so now we can go ahead in with our 1 1/4 cups of milk. You can absolutely do any kind of milk alternative. This is whole milk. I also have used raw milk. You can use oat milk, almond milk, basically anything you want. All right. Set that out of the way. Now we are going to, now I've learned this the hard way, okay? I'm going to crack these eggs into what I just took the milk out of, because these are from our backyard hens, and every once in a while you pick up a little bit of a rotten egg that's been hiding. Throw that in the sink. So I've learned the hard way to crack separately. Make sure that those eggs are okay. All right, perfect. And it is a lot easier if you go ahead and whisk them in a separate container. That way the yolks and everything gets whisked just a little bit. You don't have to like go overboard. All right, so we have added our flour, our protein powder, our date sugar, our baking powder, our sea salt, 1 1/4 cups of milk. I'm putting in my 2 eggs, and then the last thing we have to do is add in our olive oil and our delicious sea moss. All right, that's going in. You know, the neat thing about this recipe, well, really any pancake or waffle recipe, is it's forgiving. You know, you can just dump everything in and go. I really honestly should have mixed the dry ingredients first, like combined them, but Sometimes I forget, and that is okay. It's Saturday. We're supposed to be unstructured and unscheduled, which goes against everything in my nature, but that's okay. All right, let me get my 1/4 cup. I didn't have it out like I thought I did. 1/4 cup of olive oil. You can use butter. I prefer to use olive oil. There's something about the olive oil for waffles that gives it that soft texture, but also allows for that a little bit of crunch on the outside as the waffle browns. You can absolutely do butter. Just please make sure that it's grass-fed organic butter. You can do salted or unsalted. I prefer salted. Okay, I'm going to give that a little stir, and then we're going to add our last ingredient. Uh-oh, friends, I should have preheated my waffle maker. Let me do that. Should have been preheating this whole time. That's all right. All right, so I'm going to give that just a little stir. And as you probably know, you don't necessarily want to over mix your pancake batter or your waffle batter. It's kind of like a gentle fold. You just want to make sure and get all the dry bits of flour. So kind of scrape around on the bottom. There we go. All right, now the last thing we have to do is we are going to add in the wild crafted sea moss, okay? I'm going to give my, my waffle maker just a few minutes to heat up since I did not prepare very well. And let me go ahead and switch back really quickly while my waffle maker is heating up, and let me take a look at some of my comments. So we have a team waffle. We have an eggs. This is an egg person for breakfast. And some chicken. Yes. Hard to Kill is the best and has so many other amazing healthy ingredients. My favorite. I use the chocolate every day in a smoothie. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. And then Brian says, now I'm hungry. Yes, me too. All right. Well, go ahead and get a screenshot of the recipe. Get a pen and paper. Get this recipe down because you're going to want to make this. So as my waffle maker is preheating, I'm going to show you one more time the wild crafted gel. Now, friends, we can, all you have to do is click on the description below, and it will take you, you have a link to get to True Sea Moss Amazon page. You can grab this wild crafted unflavored. This stuff comes in the single jar. I know it comes in a double jar, and I'm almost like a double pack, and I'm almost sure it also comes in a triple pack as well. So the more, you know, the more you buy, the more you save. So keep that in mind. Now, one other thing I want to mention is that when you crack this open, first of all, this stuff is good for a year unopened. All right, you can leave it room temperature, it's shelf stable, unopened. Once you crack it open, you definitely want to consume it within 4 weeks. Nothing bad happens after 4 weeks. It's just the mineral potency starts to deplete after that 4 weeks. And you definitely want to get all of those minerals, right? So this is what I do. Once I crack it open, and as you can see, I'm like a day away from my 4-week mark. So you just put a magic marker or a pin, the date that you opened it, and it's as simple as that. So let me go ahead and show you what we do next. Let me switch my scene here. Sea moss and protein is really power packed. It is for sure. Absolutely. So we've got the goodness of those minerals, which is energy giving, which is gut health at its best. It's going to do so many amazing things for your body. And then we've added that additional protein in with all of these clean ingredients. So really, there's not really a better or more delicious breakfast out there. And I don't know about you guys, but I like to start my day with something good. You know, I'm all about protein all day long, but there's something about in the morning, especially on the weekend, where you just want something comforting now that it's fall and the cooler temperatures are here. Like, I want all the comfort food, the warm, cozy breakfast. So, and this is definitely going to hit the spot. So let me go ahead and switch back to my close-up, and we will go ahead and put in our wild crafted sea moss gel. I'm going to go in with 2 heaping tablespoons of this stuff. All right, let me see how far along my waffle maker is. All right, it should be beeping at me anytime. So I'm going to do 2 heaping teaspoons or tablespoons, I'm sure. Sorry. You know, another thing about what this gel adds, any of the gels, no matter what flavor you choose, it is incredible at adding moisture. Such a moist texture to whatever the recipe is. And again, I added 2 tablespoons of this wild crafted unflavored gel into the waffle batter, and that is it. Oh my gosh, no, it's not. I'm so sorry. I forgot the vanilla. Goodness, I'm trying to do it in the order of the recipe, and typically I just do it by memory, so I'm kind of leaving some things out. Anyways, well, I'm glad I caught that. All right, so we're going to do one kind of a heavy pour of vanilla. There we go. Really, can you ever have too much vanilla? I don't think so. All right, friends, that's it. I promise that's it. Truthfully, that's it. So I'm going to just give it a gentle kind of a fold, not a stir, not an over mix. Just fold it in, and hopefully my waffle iron will be ready by that time. So if you're just joining us, we are making better for you waffles with a delicious warm berry compote. Both the waffle batter and the berry compote are going to be infused with the goodness of sea moss gel. And you never know, you will never know, your family will never know that there is sea moss in this. I promise you. Take my word for it. All right, I'm sure this is like, I mean, this is piping hot, so it didn't beep at me yet, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Here we go. So I'm going to just get the smallest little spray of cooking oil. Now, another clean ingredient swap. Please, friends, try to not buy the propellant. Stop with the Pam cooking spray. That stuff is just absolute garbage. It is a propellant that is throwing that oil out. Plus, it's vegetable oil or canola oil. It's highly inflammatory oil. This is nothing but 100% pure avocado. No propellants, okay? We use this like every day. This is the best. You can also get organic, non-propellant olive oil as well, but I just particularly like this. I get it in a double pack. So we're going to give it just a light spray, the waffle iron. Nothing real heavy. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour in my waffle batter. As you can see, it's quite thin and runny, but that's okay. That's the way we want it. I'm trying to try not to over pour. I've been known to over pour and then it runs out the size, and that is no fun to clean up. So kind of spread it around just a little. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think I might have just over poured. Uh-oh. It's okay. My stovetop will forgive me. I'm going to put this off to the side. I'll definitely go ahead and bake up the rest of that. And friends, here we go. We're going to just close the top and hope it doesn't spill over on the side. And let me wipe up my mess here. And then we're going to get to working on our berry compote, okay? So our berry compote, this is the fun part. We've got our saucepan, right? Let me see if I can't scoot. Nope, that's going to be worse. I wonder if I could, hold on, just bear with me. Now, I might end up knocking my camera over if I do this. Oh, okay, I think that's better. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. Is that better? Y'all let me know in the comments. Hopefully it'll stay put. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to start with our mixed berries. These are frozen. You can absolutely use fresh. I just prefer frozen because they stay good, obviously, in the freezer. You can use anywhere between a 1 and 2 cup amount of both. I've got about a 1.5 cup amount of the raspberries, and I've got a little bit over 1 cup of blueberries. If you have a large family to feed, or if you like a lot of berry compote, then most definitely feel free to up it to 2 cups each. But we're going to put in our frozen raspberries. Get all that goodness scraped out there. Then we are going to go in with our frozen blueberries. They've already started to defrost, of course. And then we're going to turn our stovetop on. And we are going to basically let the, we're going to let those berries really heat up and start to pop. Especially the blueberries, as the berries start to pop open, the juice is released, and then you want to bring this to a boil. And then you kind of want to let it render down a little bit to where it thickens, but that's the first step, all right? So we have our organic mixed berries. You can do any berry that you like. I personally don't necessarily like the blackberry in this. I love a blackberry, but in this, the berry pops open and then you have all these seeds. So you have all the blackberry crunchy seeds in your waffle, and that just, no thanks. So I chose to, like, sometimes I'll garnish with blackberry, but this is a way to go. Strawberries are also delicious. A warm strawberry compote, is there really anything better? Probably not. Okay, so we've got our 2 cups of mixed berries. Then we've got to put in 2 tablespoons of organic maple syrup. Let me give you a little tip, okay? Pancake syrup, friends, is nothing but garbage. You don't want that in your body. It is filled with artificial ingredient. There is nothing good in there at all. That you're thinking that it's maple syrup, which is actually maple syrup by itself in small doses is highly nutrient dense. It's chock full of minerals and antioxidants that your body really needs. So please stick with any brand, but organic, pure maple syrup. And I'll tell you here in just a bit how I kind of got my kids to make that transition from junky pancake syrup to maple syrup. But this gives it just that extra little sweet. Plus it gives it a little tiny bit of, it thins it out some. So we're going to go in with about, I'm not even going to measure it. So we're going to do, supposed to be about 2 tablespoons. That's probably 2 or maybe a little bit less. You can add more or you can add less, whatever you prefer. All right, so go ahead. Oh, my waffle's already done. Oh, yes. Perfection. Yes, ma'am. All right, let's see. Got my plate. I'm going to go ahead and lift this beauty up. Yes, friends, this is what you want. This is what you want right here for breakfast, okay? So I'm going to plate one of these. Now, we could absolutely stack them really, really high. We could do all 4, but I'm going to just do 2 for now, okay? So there you go. Those are ready, all right? I'm going to go ahead and turn my waffle maker totally off. And let me see if I put this here. Hopefully the plate will stay safe and not get overheated. Got to make it pretty. You know why we got to make it pretty? Not that I do this all the time, but friends, we eat with our eyes first. I'm afraid that plate's going to get too hot. We eat with our eyes first, especially our kids, 100%. So if you can make food look fun and pretty and enticing, you're going to get them to eat that healthy stuff. All right, so we've got our 2 cups of berries. We've got our 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Now we're going to go in, I'm going to have to move this out of the way. We're going to have to go in with our squeeze of lemon, okay? This just adds the slightest bit of pop. And we're going to do about 1 tablespoon. And I'm not even going to measure it. Here, I'll use this. Just for you bakers out there that are probably cringing with me not measuring much. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. That's it. That's going to give it that tang, that zip. That is totally delicious. All right, now, this is all you do, okay? The last thing that we are going to do is add in the beautiful sea moss gel. But here's what you don't want to do. You don't ever want to take your sea moss gel and expose it to high temperatures for an extended period of time. You absolutely do not want to do that. That will start to dilute and kill off those minerals. Friends, this stuff is alive, all right? It is full of prebiotic and probiotic. It is nothing but enzymes, incredible enzymes. Enzymes love the cold. That's why it's to be kept in the refrigerator. But when you expose enzymes and prebiotics to an extended amount of high temperature, it kind of starts to dilute the potency of those minerals. So we want to remove this from the heat, let the steam stop. It stops boiling really quickly, and then we are going to add in our strawberry gel at the last bit. So again, I just cracked this open yesterday, so just a reminder to go ahead and put the date that you opened it so you can remember. So as you can see, our berries are definitely starting to pop and sizzle. That's what you want to see. We want those blueberries to pop open a little more, so I'm going to leave it on high. And we will give it another few minutes. Then we're going to remove it, and we're going to add in our delicious sea moss gel. So I'm going to try to keep a watch on that really quickly. So let me see what questions, if I have any other questions or comments in the chat box. Let's see. Very knowledgeable. Well, thank you. This is how I make my homemade jam. Fruit compote and just add chia seeds. Ooh, that's an amazing idea. It lasts forever and homemade. That would be amazing. And I bet you could go ahead and add in that strawberry or elderberry sea moss gel. And because jam, of course, is stored in the refrigerator, that would be amazing. You could have it ready and put that on your biscuits. Yes, honey. Yes, you know how to do it. All right, let's see. Where did I get my waffle maker? It's from Amazon. I mean, you really can get it just about anywhere. It is a Cuisinart. I really love it, and it's not that expensive. It's very affordable. All right, that is just about where we want it to be. Now, if you're not in a rush and you're not, of course, doing a live stream and you're trying to keep things, you know, on track for time purposes, you could definitely turn that down to a sizzle. You bring it to a boil and then you turn it down to just a simmer, I should say. And then the liquid kind of renders down a little bit. But I personally love like a pourable compote versus a really, really thick. But as you render it down, it will start to turn to almost like a more syrup texture. All right, friends, so this is the moment where the magic happens. So we've removed it from the heat. As you can see, it already has stopped boiling or simmering. And all we're going to do is add in our 2 tablespoons of sea moss strawberry gel. You could definitely do the elderberry. I mean, you really could do any flavor. The apple cinnamon would be delicious in that too. That cinnamon would add just the slightest bit of warmth. It's really not going to change the texture or the taste much at all. But I'll show you the strawberry. It is delicious. This is a fan favorite for good reason. It's just pureed beautifully. There's no lumps and chunks. There's nothing in it other than strawberry puree, sea moss, a little bit of ascorbic acid for natural preservative and for vitamin C. And then you've got also a tiny bit of monk fruit to sweeten. So I'm going to go in with 2. You could do 1 or 2 tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 tablespoons. I think the recipe says 1, but I'm going to just do 2 because I want to show you that you really can't overdo it. I mean, truly, you cannot. All right. Put the lid back on there. And then all we have to do, my friends, is mix it up. Just gently stir it. We just added in our sea moss. Now, is your mouth watering? Is your mouth watering, right? It is delicious. You know what's neat about this is you don't even have to add pancake syrup. You do not have to use pancake syrup. This is everything you need, and it is chock full of nutrients. It is highly antioxidant, nutrient dense. You have those minerals from the true sea moss. I mean, you've got the maple syrup, the pure organic maple syrup, so you've got nothing but goodness in here, friends. No artificial anything, nothing fake, no weird ingredients. All right, here we go. I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit because I need a little bit of a cooler spot to set my plate. All right, there we go. That'll do. All right, the moment of truth. Here we go. Okay, so how about we put some butter on there for all of my butter lovers out there? Yes? Who likes butter? I'm weird. I have never liked butter. I guess it's not that I dislike butter. It's just not that I don't need butter on my waffles, but my husband definitely prefers butter. So I'm going to slap some butter on there. Actually, I think to all of you professional pancake and waffle people out there, don't you layer it? All right, that's what I'm going to do it. I'm going to do right by y'all. Layer on some butter. Maybe after I try this, I might never ever go back and I might start using butter on my waffles. All right, there's one. Put a little slab of salted, organic, grass-fed butter. It's another reason that I love waffles because those little indentions, those little grooves, they catch all the goodness. And then you get the bite of all the yum. Oh my goodness. All right, there we go. Hopefully that makes all my butter people happy. Let's see. Yes, so see, we have Tammy says, me, yes, butter. Yep. All right, now friends, here we go. We are going to just, you can dollop, you can drizzle, you can pour, however you want to do it. But This is deliciousness at its best, and it is health. It is gut friendly. It is minerally packed. It is nutrient dense. Let's make it real pretty because, again, we eat with our eyes first, right? I'm going to go ahead and garnish it with just a few organic raspberries just to make it nice and pretty. So when my kids were little, the prettier I made the food, they were much more likely to eat it. And I know, I get it. We're busy, right? We're busy moms and dads and parents and grandparents. If you have time, definitely take the time to make the food pretty, and then your kids are definitely going to eat it a lot quicker and easier. Last thing I'm going to do, friends, is I'm going to take my little, this is a, I don't even know what this thing is called, a flour sifter or a powdered sugar sifter. It's the cutest little thing. I use it for my sourdough recipes as well. So I'm going to scoop up a little bit of organic powdered sugar, and I'm going to just do a little sprinkle of heaven right on there. Because, I mean, why not, right? It's the weekend, and we're eating waffles, and there's so much goodness in here. A little bit of organic powdered sugar is not going to hurt anybody. It's good to live a balanced life, right? Okay, I'm going to switch back over to my main scene, and we will... Now you're stuck with me. All right, let's see. Really need to try those. They look amazing. Yes, you really do, because they are totally amazing. You could even add some Lily's dark chocolate chips on top. Yes, so my son is a huge fan of chocolate chip pancakes or waffles. So that is 100% his preference, is to add some chocolate chips in there. Oh my goodness. Actually, let me just do that. I think I have, oh my gosh, ask and you shall receive. Lily's semi-sweet. We're not dark chocolate people in this house, and I know we need to get with it. That's healthier, but semi-sweet is a little dark chocolate in there, right? This is a fantastic brand, my friends. This is my favorite chocolate chip brand. Have you ever turned the package over on a package of something as simple as chocolate chips? You will be amazed. It's like a science experiment back there, as with most everything in the stores, right? This, Lily's, they do it right. Way to go, Lily's. No sugar added. It is sweetened with stevia, very low on the glycemic index, and my favorite part, no inflammatory oil. Did you know that they put inflammatory oil, like vegetable oil and canola oil, in just regular old chocolate chips? It's crazy. It's absolute craziness, but that's how things are these days. Hopefully it's going to change soon. But here's the thing. All you have to do is start educating yourself. And it doesn't take a lot of effort, you guys. Educate yourself on the ingredients and make those small swaps one by one in your household. And before you know it, your kids will be calling your house an ingredient house. That's exactly what my kids refer to. This is an ingredient kitchen. Does anybody know what that means? That means we have all the ingredients to make things, but very little pre-packaged stuff that you can just pop in the microwave and fix. Or rip the package open and add water, and instantly you have dinner. So this is the way to go. Oh, my package is upside down, sorry. Start swapping out those ingredients. Become an ingredient house, which is what all the teenagers are calling, people like us. And all of a sudden, a couple months later, everybody in your family is feeling better. They're healthier. They are more in tune with what goes into their mouth, because what we eat is basically how we end up feeling, right? So let's go ahead. Actually, this is my extra package, but I have some here in my little container. I'm going to sprinkle some chocolate chips on there just for y'all. Because, I mean, why not? It's the weekend, right? Let me get you a little close. Really make your mouth water. Watch me drop chocolate chips everywhere. Now that is a treat. I mean, come on now. It's like you're at IHOP, only no junk. I mean, like Crackle Barrel, all the places you can get a delicious breakfast. We have some local breakfast places here that are amazing, but I always leave there feeling like, oh my gosh, the biscuits, the pancakes, the waffles, they're delicious, but my body does not feel delicious after I leave. So you're going to feel amazing. You're not going to have that sugar crash. You're not going to have that heavy bloated feeling. And you've just had two amazing waffles full of 92 minerals, full of antioxidants, full of all clean ingredients, and it doesn't get better than that. Let me see if I can't get you really close to really like, now come on, right? Is that not amazing? Yes, friends, y'all got to try this. Please try the recipe. You will not be sorry. I'm just gonna put that right up there. I don't think you can see it. Hold on. Oh, I gotta put it up there so you can see it. Okay. Let me fix my stuff here. I need a whole production crew. There we go. That's not very professional looking, but that's all right. That's okay. It's the weekend. Now, you're probably wondering, and I'm going to wrap things up here in just a bit, but I'm sure that you're wondering, why in the world did you just put sea moss in waffles? Well, let me tell you, sea moss is not just a wellness trend. This stuff has been around for centuries. It is an ancient ocean superfood, friends. It fuels your body with 92 essential minerals out of the 102 minerals that our bodies need each and every day. Not once a week, not once a month, but every single day consistently. Those minerals go in and support much better energy. I mean, I've experienced that dramatically. Better digestion, a stronger, more resilient immune system. You're going to experience better skin, hair, nail health, hydration throughout your body. Even your thyroid is going to thank you. Give you a little boost in your metabolism. What happens is when you start fueling your body with the 92 minerals every day from just 2 tablespoons of sea moss, your body just by default, it just starts to know what to do. Like our bodies are very innately intelligent without us having to remind it. We just have to give our bodies what it needs on a daily basis, and then that's where the magic happens. Here's another fun fact. You actually have something called mineral reserves that you can get built up in your body. We all walk around probably chronically depleted of minerals. I have eaten healthy for years, and I had no idea that I was still lacking in so many minerals until I started taking sea moss. And I've been on this stuff for 10 months and had no idea how much better energy I could have. It's very discouraging when you try to eat healthy, you try to get exercise, you try to move your body and try to get out there and get vitamin D and all that, and you still are chronically fatigued, right? I know I've been there. It is not encouraging, and it makes you just feel like, I guess I'm just getting older. And that doesn't have to be your truth. You just have to try things until you find something that works. Sea moss, for me personally, it was the missing ingredient. Like I said, we eat healthy, we get exercise, we try to live a balanced life, but I had no idea what those 92 minerals were going to do for my body. And 10 months later, I've gotten those mineral reserves built up, and I truly can say I feel better at 46 than I did at 36, and that's pretty major. That's what we all want, right? The older we get, the better we feel. That's like life-changing and transformative. So when it comes to breakfast, when you add sea moss to your breakfast, especially something like waffles or pancakes, you are giving your body a boost of health, of wellness, of goodness. You're giving your body nourishment and nutrients first thing in the morning, all right? So think of it like turning your waffle from a cheat meal, which isn't that really what it normally is, into a clean meal with purpose that's going to fuel your body. And when you use the amazing wild crafted gel, you guys, it's smooth, it's tasteless, not flavored, of course. It mixes right into your batter. Your family is never going to know that you just infused their breakfast with an enormous amount of minerals, okay? Now, I do want to give you, I told you just a bit ago, I would give you a little tip on how to help your kiddos or even yourself make that switch from nasty, disgusting pancake syrup, because that stuff is chock full of weird ingredients. It's literally like a science experiment. Just start to read your label, start to know your ingredients. And here's the thing, most of them you can't even pronounce. That is a telltale sign, a huge indication that you just need to put that back on the shelf. When you have ingredients that you can pronounce, those are ingredients that our bodies can recognize. When our bodies recognize ingredients, that's when it becomes bioavailable to our body. So you absorb the nutrition, for instance, from pure maple syrup that's chock full of minerals and antioxidants, your body immediately absorbs them on an intercellular level. So that's what bioavailability is when it comes to nourishing your body. When you consume things like just junk-filled, preservative-laden artificial dyes and ingredients, pancake syrup, which is caramel color. I mean, I could go down a rabbit hole on this stuff. It's horrible. It provides zero nutrition. If anything, that's what is helping us to have that heavy, like, I want to take a nap feeling. When you have that sugar spike from those waffles covered in pancake syrup, that's just not, your body is telling you, oh no, 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 no. But when you fuel your body with this, with the more nutrient dense ingredient, that's when everything changes. Let's see, too much crap out there. That's for sure. That is 100%. I don't even like to go to the store anymore because I just get irrationally angry at all the ingredients. Let's see, how much protein do you get from those? I don't know. I'd have to put that in my little app that like my macros app. You could put the ingredients in the app and it will calculate like each waffle. I did a scoop of 25 grams of protein powder. You've got maybe like 6 or 7 grams of protein in the flour, 1 1/4 cup. You've got in 1 1/4 cup of milk, maybe about 8 grams of protein. In the eggs, you've got about 10 grams of protein for 2 eggs. I'm trying to do math in my head real quick. You're probably for about, and that recipe, the waffle maker that I have makes 4 of these. They're what, about 3 by 3 square waffles. So it will, that batter, that will probably, I'll make 2 batches. So that will make about 8 of those square waffles. Per square waffle, you're probably looking at, let's see, and 8, you're probably looking at about 6 grams of protein per waffle. So if I'm having 2, there's about, now don't quote me on this, but there's about somewhere between maybe 14 to 18 grams of protein right there. That's not bad for delicious waffles, right? That's, in fact, that's pretty amazing to start your day. Pair it with some scrambled eggs or some bacon or some chicken sausage or some turkey sausage. You've just upped your protein. Or you could definitely go ahead and add additional vanilla protein powder and decrease the flour a little bit. You might want to bump up the baking powder just to add in extra rise to help it along, but you could even have a higher protein. You could also do blended cottage cheese instead of the milk. You might have to add a few splashes of water, but that would really up the protein. I have used also full-fat organic Greek yogurt, just plain Greek yogurt in a lot of my like biscuit recipes. That's what I use, and we eat that as a staple. Each one of those biscuits has like 10 grams of protein per biscuit, and it's unbelievable. In fact, if y'all want to see me do the protein biscuit recipe here on this live stream on YouTube, let me know in the chat box, and I will definitely do that for you guys. All right, friends, we are about to wrap things up, but what we just did here, we just took our typically heavy carb load waffles and pancakes, and we infused them with the minerals and the goodness of sea moss, plus we swapped out the junk ingredients. We've made it completely nutrient dense and highly nutritious. And on top of that, friends, it's amazing. It's delicious. It's still a fantastic tasting waffle because there's no weird stuff in there. You know, I didn't sub anything out that you're like, ew, I don't even know what that is and where do you find it? All of the ingredients in here, you could definitely find, okay? You know what else would be neat? Let me go ahead and switch really quickly to the pumpkin. You guys, we just came out with the delicious pumpkin flavored gel. It just went live a couple weeks ago. Friends, this is a limited edition, all right? We came out right before Halloween. This is amazing. You could definitely do pumpkin waffles. Oh my gosh, you could put in, yeah, you could definitely do pumpkin waffles, and then you could put pumpkin gel in your maple syrup to just give that extra pumpkin flavor in your not junky pancake syrup, but your maple syrup, right? So I hope you guys have learned some amazing stuff today. I'm gonna give you one more close-up of this amazing, amazing breakfast that we just created. High protein, 0 weird ingredients, all clean ingredients, highly nutritious to your body, and it's not gonna give you that sugar crash. It's not going to give you that spike in insulin, and it's not going to give you that like, okay, I need to take a nap even though the day just started and I just finished my breakfast, right? So that's kind of what we want, right? We want the best of both worlds. Well, I just gave it to you. You got deliciousness and you have health and nutrition, okay? So I hope you guys are leaving feeling inspired to let me switch back to my recipe card really quickly. Hope you guys are inspired to grab this amazing recipe and make this for your family. It is something that you will not be sorry that you did. In fact, you might just get locked into every weekend. Mom or dad has to make sea moss infused waffles. Now, here's a tip. Don't be sharing that information until they inhale them, okay? They're going to inhale them, and then you're going to look at them and say, hey, guess what? These were healthy. And they're going to say no and say, okay, you know, whatever. Let them believe what they want to believe. But it's unbelievable how delicious they are. I promise your family will never, ever know that these waffles are healthy. So remember, you know, this isn't about restriction. It's just about making better swaps. Add the wild crafted gel to your next baking recipe. Add the strawberry gel to your berry compote or your smoothie. Let's make clean eating fun and doable, but delicious at the same time. Because friends, your weekends should not undo your hard work, your wellness that you're focusing on. You're prioritizing your health. It shouldn't undo all that. Your weekend nutrition should support all of that. So when you choose real ingredients, you are absolutely choosing to prioritize your health. You're choosing better energy. You're choosing longevity. You are choosing you and your family and the health of all of those that you love. So that is all that I have for today's live stream. So thank you so much for spending your weekends with me and the True Sea Moss family. We have stacked them up. We have made it clean. We have kept it healthy, and it still tastes like heaven. It's amazing. I promise you. If you have not yet, be sure to go ahead and click on the description link below and grab your own True Sea Moss products. We have something for everyone. We've got gels, powders, drops, gummies. We've got capsules. We've got everything you could need. I highly recommend the gel because it is so versatile and you can do so many things with it. But grab the gummies and the capsules for the next time you travel. Just try what works for your body. Sea moss was most definitely the missing ingredient that I needed, and I almost can guarantee that it will be your missing ingredient as well. So until the next one, my friends, stay healthy, stay energized, stay informed about those ingredients, and remember, you do not have to give up good food, okay? You just have to make it better for you. So thank you all so much for being here. I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye, my friends.